Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Yahweh Shemel Shai, Brakathum to the house of David, which consists of the hopefully elect, which we're hoping and striving to be a part of that number. Because real quick, before I get on with this video, I'm going to read this in Isaiah chapter 61:1. It says, the spirit of the spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because Yahweh hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. All right, and pretty much going into the meek. All right, because as the scriptures talk about, blessed are the meek, the poor, which is basically going into the elect, the hopeful elect. All right, and let me see if I can find that real quick. The book of Matthew, if I can find that. What chapter is that in? I think that's 5. Yeah. So Matthew chapter 5 and starting at verse 3, it says, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So you see, the humble, the contrite. All right, this is who's talking about when it goes into the meek, what I just read in Isaiah 61. All right. It says, blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. And you see, because that's what we're longing for. That's what the hopeful elect, that's what they're in the spirit of longing for. Versus everyone else is so optimistic about, America getting back and getting back to quote unquote normal, and things getting to how they used to be, right? Again, the hopeful elect, man, we're in the spirit of, we can't wait to see this place be destroyed, because as we always say, man, America was set up to be a prison cell, set up to be maximum security for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. So you see, and again, dealing with the hopefully elect, all right, being the state that we're in right now, the condition that we're in right now, all right, patiently, eagerly waiting on the kingdom. That's why I said, again, verse 5, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. So this is what we're longing for, not some 1,000-foot square home or whatever the case, because Jake, man, their mind is on carnal things, and their mind is focused on things on earth. But you see, our mindset is on heavenly things. You see, spiritual things. So going back to Isaiah 61:1, it says, the spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because Yahweh hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. And you see, like I've been saying lately, man, it's just ever since the elder apostle Gabar said this, man, it's just been on my spirit, and it's heavy, because the more that we do this work, all right, the more we teach, the more we do videos, so on and so forth. That's a piece of Esau and his kingdom falling. All right, the more his kingdom crumbles. So you see the importance of, because again it said here, preach good tidings unto the meek. The preaching, the teaching, doing this work. Because the men of the Lord said this just the other day. The men of the Lord, they're ushering in the Messiah. All right, they're ushering in the second coming of Yahweh Shai, because through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, the men of the Lord speaking these things. It's like it's sending a certain vibration out there to where, hey man, we're in very prophetic times. A lot of things are going on. Beautiful times that we're in, because when you read on, it says, he hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. All right. So that was the point of me reading this precept. All right. Because again, America was never set up to be anything other than a maximum security prison for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And you see, we want to be set free. We want to get the hell up out of here. You see, because when you go into dealing with the what these elites are trying to accomplish, man, what they're trying to bring to pass. All right. I mean, the scriptures tell you how this spirit in him is not upright, man. This man is clearly the devil that the Bible speaks about, that man of sin, man, the son of perdition, the children of wickedness, man. This clearly fits these people to a T, because, you know, I was watching this video, man, and you see, because when they've been talking about this whole climate change and basically trying to turn this place into a one big smart city, you know, and you actually got a lot of people, because they can't read between the lines, they think of this as a good thing, you know. And I was watching this video here. The title, it says cities of the future, prison or paradise, right? Again, basically going into these smart cities, you know. And like I said, when you actually look into it, man, and look at it from a spiritual standpoint, you see, again, the question being posed, prison or paradise. So I'm gonna play this video, and, you know, again, whatever precepts come to mind, as usual, the spirit, the spirit is going to bring it out. So without further ado.
A former Walmart exec wants to build a utopian city called Telosa, meaning highest purpose in ancient Greek. Mark Lore is scouting locations.
And hey, man, you know, because a lot of these which this is pretty much how we know that America, man, is nothing but Rome all over again. You know, that Greco-Roman Empire, you know, because a lot of this stuff, a lot of the symbolism, a lot of America and you know, the customs and traditions, all right, a lot of America, it patents itself after that Greco-Roman Empire, which, you know, a lot of those Edomites are back today anyway. So it would just make sense, you know, through the process known as reincarnation, all right, whether you want to believe that or not, you know.
Right now, but expects to have an operational city by the year 2030. He says the city would run on renewable energy, all the cars would be autonomous, and everyone would have healthcare and education. Meanwhile, another...
Real quick, again, because you know, they talk about these plans, bringing these plans out 2030, 2050, and, you know, because the scriptures tell you, man, if I can find this, it talks about how these people, they think that they're pretty much going to be here forever. See, I'm trying to think of that precept. I know it's in the book of Psalm. Just bear with me real quick. So yeah, Psalm chapter 49. And it's because on another note, man, they were talking about how I forgot the time frame that they said, because I saw something about how it was like in the next 10 years or 20 years or something like that. Like I said, I forgot the time frame, the year that they put out there. But basically, in the not too distant future, like I said, I think it was like 5 years or 10 years, maybe 15 or 20 or whatever. But they were talking about the reduction of the reduction of the population. You know, basically, a lot of people are going to be killed off, so to say. You know, which again, this is why, hey man, the scriptures talk about how if Yahushua didn't come, and this is why things are speeding up. This is why things are happening at a fast rate. You know, things are happening so quickly because Yahushua said, man, if he didn't speed the times up, there would be no flesh to be saved. By the time he came back, there'd be no one to be saved because we'd all be done. You know, so this is why we got to get the hell up out of here, man. But I'm going to read this in Psalm 49 and 11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So the point being that, because again, when you hear about things like this and how these plans they got for the next 20 years, the next 50 years, because they actually think that we're going to be here, forever. They think that they're going to be around that long. When I'm gonna just say this, my humble opinion, man. If we even make it the way that things are happening right now, again, because you measure the time according to prophecy. All right, pay attention to prophecy. That's how you know the times that we're in. And just according to prophecy, man, with everything that's going on and how fast things are moving, because then, man, we're on the brink of World War III, man. All right, all out World War III breaking out. Here it is. The tensions with China getting ready to invade Taiwan. Which Taiwan is backed by America. All right, America's with everything that's going on. You got Revelation 13, 16 and 17 getting ready to come to pass. With everything that's going on, like I said, I'm just saying this in my humble opinion. I'm gonna be surprised, and I believe I heard someone else say this, and I had to quite frankly agree. If we make it to 2023, man, I'm gonna be very surprised, because 2022, like I said, with everything that's going on, I'd be surprised that we could very well be in the kingdom by 2023. And like I said, if we make it to 2023, 2024 at the most, all right, I'm gonna be very surprised. But just to show you how close we are, and you see again, these devils, they think that they're gonna be here forever, man. And we don't have Lord's will. We don't have until 2030. The scriptures talk about the posterity of this place, how the Lord is basically doing away with that, man. The future of this place is not bright at all whatsoever. You see, and that's good news for us. Again, going back to what I read in Isaiah 61. All right, preaching the good tidings to the meek, because this ain't the end all be all. Once this kingdom goes down and this place is destroyed, that's not the end all be all, and that's what a lot of people are afraid of, man, because they think that if a war breaks out and if it goes nuclear, that's the end all be all, and we're just going to be living in some post-apocalyptic type setting, when that's not the case. You see, once again World War III breaks out and it goes nuclear, that's only the beginning. So this is why, again, we're more so seeking to get the hell up out of here, man. The captives are seeking to be freed from this bondage, because we know we see beyond this place. We see beyond what we can't see, because these people, they are focused on what they can see, but we're focused on what we can't see, which is the kingdom. And that takes faith. Ultimately it all goes back to faith. But I'm gonna play some more of this video out.
Billionaire Jeff Bezos got the green light to test his autonomous vehicles in Seattle, Washington, and billionaire maverick Elon Musk is granted permission to bore tunnels under Las Vegas for his Hyperloop. So what does the future look like for the average Joe? Here to discuss that, our resident futurist and attorney, our friend Lionel of Lionel Media. Lionel, my friend, what is the downside here? I mean, is there anything necessarily nefarious about all of this? All these billionaires looking to better our lives, better humanity.
Manila, I'm going to tell you about a story I'm writing, and it's a story involving the government that basically offloads tyranny to a bunch of people called billionaires. Now, I'm not saying that's the case here, but in my story, these people will take the principles of Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, UN sustainability programs, not to mention the World Economic Forum and the Great Reset, and we dupe, in my story, mind you, we dupe people into moving into these communities where everything will be perfect. And what they are is, in essence, prison.
And you see, man, because it's no coincidence. Like, the area that I'm in, man, is not but damn construction, because they're freaking building more of these these apartment complexes. Because what they're pretty much trying to do is get everyone out of the like the lands and stuff like that, and they're trying to stuff them in they're trying to stuff everyone in the inner cities and whatnot, because it's easier to control the people when you have them all jam packed, in one place, so to say. So they're trying to get all the people out the country and jam pack them in all these inner cities and whatnot. All a part of these agendas that they got going on.
In my story, mind you, we dupe people into moving into these communities where everything will be perfect. And what they are is, in essence, prisons. But they won't know they're prisons. They'll live inside and everything will be provided for them. There's no reason to leave, no reason to go anywhere. And what happens is these folks will take every nefarious, again, my plan, my fantasy here, everything that a government wants to do but couldn't dare do it, we offload it to these entrepreneurs, these techie people that we love and admire, and they do the dirty work for it. You're looking at the future of basically voluntary imprisonment. That's exactly what my novel entails.
Very interesting. That's a good twist.
Now, he's speaking hypothetically, but yeah, man, that's pretty much what they want to do in a real world setting, in real life. They make these different movies depicting these people living in these cities with flying cars and shit like that, man. This is what they actually want to do, man, because they tell you plainly what their goals are in these movies and whatnot, and again, because can't say it enough, man. Ultimately, it all goes back to control. They want to be able to track and control everything. They want to be that omnipotent presence, so on and so forth. So again, hypothetically speaking, he was, but nevertheless, this is what they really want to do. And at the forefront of that, right? Because pretty much, again, people being trapped in these cities, and everything pretty much being provided by the government or whatnot, and pretty much, like I said, really there being no reason for people to leave and whatnot, right? At the forefront of that is going to be the Revelation 13, 16, and 17, all right? The charagma, all right? Which scriptures clearly say, I'll probably get it. I get it. But it tells you won't be able to buy or sell, save you won't be able to participate in society, save you have that thing.
So I'm going to have to read that when you are done with that. Lionel, you also tend to find anything involving autonomous alarming, especially when it comes to cars, locomotion. Why is that?
First of all, the irony of this autonomous, you lose autonomy. No, I want you to imagine one day you decide to get in your sedan with your family, and for some reason or another, the government or maybe the community you live in, they don't like it. There's something you've done wrong. And you put in your fob or whatever, and you punch in where you want to go, and your car says no. Or it allows you to go only in one direction, not here, not there. It's this thing that you basically thought was autonomous basically controls you. And your ability to be free, your ability to move, your ability to escape from your imprisoned climb, it's now gone. But you were duped into thinking that I don't have to do anything. No, you gave up control. It's the worst thing that could ever happen. And how people, and by the way, we have new generations of kids today. I don't know about you, but when I was 16 years old, I couldn't wait to drive.
Yes.
Get in my car and take off to cruise and do all that stuff. Not today, because we have kids who are born in captivity and have no appreciation for this thing called freedom of the road.
The Gilded Digital Cage. Can that be the title of the book, and can I have part of the royalties? Just saying.
Yes.
So you see, man, again, ultimately it goes back to control. They talk about, like I said, man, basically these big smart cities, they got everyone so because now we're in the time where everyone wants they want to, what is it called, man? A Tesla, I think, the self-driving cars or whatever, you know. And I be telling people, man, hey, man, pretty much like he said, man, hey, man, well, you get one of those vehicles, man, and what's to say, hey, you try to go somewhere, you won't be able to, like he said, man, the thing, instead of you being in control of it, it's going to control you. You try to leave, or just stuff like that, man. It all goes back to control. And you see, this is something that these Job 9:24s, man, they want to force the people to get down with this type of dystopian type setting, man. You see, but let me get this. All right, because again, it's like it's some shit straight out of a movie, man. And nevertheless, it's going to be all about control, complete control. They want to control the resources. You read about climate change, which basically, man, they just want to do away with the natural ordinances, the natural substances and resources of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and bring in their own genetically modified way of doing things, to which they can control, right? Talk about going green and stuff like that, man. You see, it's let's just say, hypothetically speaking, man, Yahweh Shemel Shai didn't set it up to where, that they wouldn't accomplish this NWO, this Build Back Better, because that's what it's talking about ultimately. When you read about like with this whole infrastructure bill that Joe Biden keeps talking about, this is what this is all about. Matter of fact, we go through some of these comments, because hey, people for the most part, man, they're waking up. Get through some of these comments. You see here, the infrastructure bill being proposed by Congress will try to build these smart cities. So you see, like it tells in 2 Ezra 15, a man shall desire to go into another city, but won't be able to, right? So I'll take prison for 200, Alex. Everything has a cost. Abrupt changes is always not smooth for everyone. This futuristic cities, maybe it's nice and shiny, but I'm sure people will lose something in terms of options or freedom. And here it is. They're talking about what the Biden's administration is proposing, that basically with every 600 train. I did a video on it already, but for those that didn't see it, Biden's talking about, his administration is talking about basically giving IRS permission to access your accounts with every $600 transaction, which that's a complete violation of your rights, for one, and in a complete invasion of your privacy, because again, it's all about control. And this comment here says, you've given up control. Melbourne is test for city of the future. What a shame. So you see, man, this here says, born into captivity, these people will be living in future cities with self-driving cars, but they're in captivity. We all know who will be in those cities that they want to be there. They're not being held captive. So pretty much, man, yeah, man, this is a narrative. And like I said, if Yahweh Shemel Shai didn't set it up, didn't write it out how he did, then hey, we'd be living in some dystopian type movie setting, man. We're just, because you say one thing, hey, you could be X'd out of society, and that's what it's about. You say one thing against the government, you could be looked at as a terrorist, man. They can cut your Revelation 13, 16, and 17 off, and you won't be able to buy or sell, because that's, again, in this type of setting, the charagma is going to be the head front of it. All right, that's going to be the at the top, if you know what I'm saying. That's going to be at the forefront to be able to go into this place and Like it says, man, I'm gonna get it. Revelation 13:16. It says, and he causeth all. And that word causeth, broken it down several times. It goes into poeo, which basically means to set up, to get ready, to make ready. Because we're living in this right now, Revelation 13, man. Where we're not only are we living in this, but we're at the feet of this. As it says, the scriptures go into in the book of Daniel. I think that's Daniel, the second chapter, talks about the 10 toes, which the feet, all right, represents the end of something, right? Because on another note, I was planning on doing a video on this. You got Poland now. Poland is talking about, you got divisions amongst the EU in general, but Poland is talking about exiting NATO right now, man. Well, I don't know if they're talking about exiting. I think they're talking about actually leaving the NATO right now. I think they have some disagreements, but I think they're actually talking about leaving NATO. On top of all of the divisions you got going on with NATO and the EU, but nevertheless, because Poland is one of those NATO nations. So again, just showing you how we're at the end of this thing. All right, we're currently living in Revelation 13. But not only are we living in it, we're at the end of it. You see, but nevertheless, this beast system being set up, all right, these smart cities, right, to where they're going to have complete access, complete control, all right. Verse 16 again, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right, the charagma. It says, in that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So in order to partake in this beast system, you're going to have that charagma ultimately, right? But nevertheless, man, this is the system that is being set up, man. All right, this beast is being set up right before our very eyes, and because they're going to get to a point, they're going to only get but so far with it, because the scriptures talk about how Yahweh Shem Shah, man, ultimately he's going to, rain on their parade. He's going to, bring all this tumbling down, and this is why, again, to the meek, all right, to the poor in spirit, right, the hopefully elect, man, this is why, again, because it like I keep saying, if Yahweh Shem Shai didn't write it out to where he would deliver us, then, man, we'd be through, we'd be through, man, and we'd be stuck in this dystopian type setting, man. Just perpetual slaves, man, for these people whose spirit, like I quoted, is not upright in them. Because believe it or not, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, whether you want to believe it or not, all right, when, dealing with these agendas, man, it's not for your benefit. It's not for your good whatsoever, man. The plan is to take you out and maybe leave some of you behind for, entertainment purposes or whatnot, but man, all this it's not for you good, because like I said, man, mostly Jake, they're down with this, man. And that's the deception of these Job 924s, man. They make this stuff the trending fad, man. They make it cool, like I said, with the self-driving cars and stuff like that, man. They make it cool. Everyone wants a Tesla, But what are you gonna do when things go haywire? And like I said, like the example that they use, man, you're in your self-driving car, right? And you're going to this destination, but nah, man, they got something else in mind for you, and you're gonna end up being driven right to a damn FEMA camp, man. So we gotta get the hell up out of here, man. And again, only the hopefully elect are gonna be in that spirit, because as I read, what did it say? Let me go back to it real quick. All right, because again, man, you got people, especially Jake, man, still partying and still bullshitting, right? Still living it up, and they're in that spirit of mirth, when this is clearly not the time for that. Judgment is getting ready to be let loose on all sides, and here it is, Jake, man. They don't take the Lord serious at all, But you see, to those that are in the right spirit, because hey, we're in a spirit of mourning, man. We're tired of this place, man. We're tired, man. The saints are tired. I'm going to read this one more time in Matthew chapter 5, verse 4. It says, blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. And you see, this brings us comfort. Because again, the Lord, he's not going to allow them to fully come through with this build back better, quote unquote. All right. He's not going to allow them to accomplish their NWO. We're going to be delivered from this, man. And again, we get more comfort because, hey, the Lord's speeding things up so that he can deliver us and free the captives, redeem us. You see, man? So this is why, hey, those that are in a mourning state, man, the right spirit, you know, those that endure to the end, hey, we're going to be all right, man. Lord's will, you know. So hopefully there was some edification brought forth out of this. Giving all praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Shemel Shai, Bragathum to the hopefully elect. Lord's willing, till next time, Shalom.